Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Najwa binti Shukri. My matric number is 2023444052. So the overview of our project is, in our project we are focusing more on creating a simple network using Cisco packet tracer. So all of our group mates gather all our knowledge towards data communication and networking ITT400 and create several of networks according to the assigned project. In this project, we use all our skills and understanding to emphasize the use of command prompt, file transfer protocol, IP address, and also the connections. Not only that, this Cisco packet tracer helps students like us to visualize the network in a logical and physical representations of the network. So the students can see how messages are transported between two devices using Cisco packet tracer. So now, let's focus on the objectives for our project. For the main objective, our group project is to transfer the file between PC and the simple network. We use FTP, file transfer protocol, in our network. So this FTP is a standard network protocol that allows computer network use a client-server architecture in which the client system installs an FTP client and connects to an FTP server operating on a distant machine. The other objectives of our project is to learn to set up a wireless or wired network and demonstrate the process, to learn how to set up the simple network using the simulation tools, which is the Cisco packet tracer, to check a connection between devices in a network using the command prompt, to learn how to share files between the devices in a network using the command prompt, to check the IP addresses of devices that connect to a network using the command prompt, and lastly, to view a list of stations that are connected in a network using the command prompt.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nura Safra and my study is 2023-27730. Today we're going to set up a network using a simulation tool, Cisco packet tracer. This network will consist of one server, 192.1, 232.906, and 66. Now that we can see, we already have all our devices. Let's connect them using a copper straight through cables and one copper crossover cable for the server to router connection. Next, we need to configure our router. We'll start by configuring the Gigabit Ethernet 0/0 interface with an IP address of 100.100.10.1 and a subnetwork of 255.0.0.0. We will also enable the port status in order the user to connect with the first network. Now, let's configure the Gigabit Ethernet 0/1 for the connection with the second network and 0/2 interface for the connection with the server with their respective IP addresses and subnetworks. Here's a summary of our router configuration. For the Gigabit Ethernet 0/0, the IPv4 addresses is 100.100.10.1 and the subnetwork is 255.0.0.0. While the Gigabit Ethernet 0/1, the IPv4 addresses is 150.150.10.1 and the subnetwork is 255.255.0.0. For the IPv4 addresses of the Gigabit Ethernet 0/2 is 50.50.50.0 and the subnetwork is 255.0.0.0. Now, let's configure our server as an FTP server. We will start by setting the IPv4 address to 50.50.50.1, the subnetwork to 255.0.0.0, and the default gateway to 50.50.50.0. Then, we will configure the FTP service and set up a username and password. As you can see, I have added group ITT as our password and username with all the rows. Now, let's assign IP addresses to our PCs in the first network. We will start with PC0, setting its IPv4 address to 100.100.10.2, subnetwork to 255.0.0.0, and default gateway to 150.150.10.1. We will repeat this process for PC1 and PC2. Here is a summary of our PC configuration for the first network. For PC0, the IP addresses is 100.100.10.2. The subnetwork is 255.0.0.0 and default gateway is 150.150.10.1. For PC1, the IP address is 100.100.10.3. The subnetwork is 255.0.0.0 and default gateway is 150.150.10.1. While for PC2, the IP addresses is 100.100.10.4. The subnetwork is 255.0.0.0 and default gateway is 150.150.10.1. Now, let's assign IP addresses to our PCs in the second network. We will start with PC3, setting its IPv4 address to 150.150.10.2, subnetwork to 255.255.0.0, and the default gateway to 100.100.10.1. We will repeat this process for PC4 and PC5. Here's a summary of our PC configuration. For the second network, for PC3, the IP address is 150.150.10.2. The subnetwork is 255.255.0.10 and the default gateway is 100.100.10.1. For PC4, the IP addresses is 150.150.10.3. The subnetwork is 255.255.10 and the default gateway is 100.100.10.1. While for PC5, the IP addresses is 150.150.10.4. The subnetwork is 255.255.10.0 and the default gateway is 100.100.10.1. That's it, we have successfully set up our network using Cisco Packet Tracer. Thank you for following along.
Now, I'm going to show you the second part of our project, which is to share the file between the PCs. So, in this part, I will use PC5. What we need to do is to click on PC5, go to the desktop, click text editor. So we can see there's a blank space here. So we will write thank you. So save the file. I will save it as thanks. So close the tab and go to the command prompt. So write dir. So we can see there's a thanks file in a directory of PC5. So what we need to do is to enter FTP server. So we should write FTP and the IP address of the server, which is 50.50.50.1. So we will ask for the username. So we will write ITT group. So then it will ask for the password too. So we will also write ITT group. So we can see that we have successfully logged into the FTP server. So what we need to do is to put the file paths into the FTP server. So we will write put thanks.txt. So we can see that the transfer was complete. So we need to print from the active server. So now I want to send the file from the PC5 to the PC0. So click on the PC0, go to the desktop and click on the command prompt. So write dir. So we can see there's no thanks file in the directory of PC0. So what we need to do is to enter the FTP server again. So write FTP and the IP address of the server, which is 50.50.50.1. And same as before, enter ITT group as our username and the same password to ITT group. So we are successfully again into the FTP server. So to get the thanks file from the FTP server, we need to write get thanks.txt. So we can see that the transfer was complete. So to see whether there is the file in the directory of PC0, we can write again dir. So I forgot, we need to quit first. So quit and write dir. So we can see there's a thanks file in this PC0 directory. So we can also see that by go to the text editor, click it and click open. So we can see there's a thanks file here. So now we have successfully sent the files between the PC5 into the PC0.
Question 3. To check the connection between the devices is enabled using command prompt. So I'm gonna show you how to demonstration to do it. There are a few steps to do it. First, we're gonna click on any of the devices that we want to check, and I choose PC5. We go to the desktop, and as we can see here, we can see a command prompt. So we click on it. To check the connection between the device, we use a pin command and followed by the IP address that we want to check. I choose PC0, so this IP address we copy here. Click enter. As we can see the result here, the package loss is 0%. So from here, we can conclude that these devices are connected to each other. Question 4. To check the IP address of device that are connected to your network using command prompt. So I'm going to show you how to do it. There are also a few steps to do it. So first, we're going to click at any of the devices that we want to check. So I choose PC2. We go to the desktop, and as we can see here, this is the command prompt. We click on it. It's just the same step as the question 3. So the code that we want to check if our devices is connected into the network, and we click the. From here we can see the IPv4 address here is the same as this one, and from here we can see a subnet mask here, and from the subnet mask we can see that PC2 is a class A. So it have a IP address stated, so the device is connected into the network.
Greetings everyone. My name is Muhammad Daniel Shahmi bin Muhammad Aziz, student ID 2023-800-804. Right now, I will show all of you the simulation to view a list of stations that connects to the network using command prompt. First, you need to click on the router 0. Second, click on the CLI button. Third, press enter. Then, type show IP row. Then press enter again. As you can see, the information displayed is about the stations that connected to the router 0. As for the simulation of sending message between devices in the network, you can follow these steps. The first one, you need to find the envelope icon button, which it will display at simple video, and click on it. Second, you need to choose two PCs which they will represent as the sender and receiver for the simulation. For me, I will choose PC0 as the sender and PC5 as the receiver. Third, go to the simulation button at the bottom right side and click on it. Then you can see the play button has appeared, so click on the play button to start the simulation. When the simulation has started, you can see on the simulation panel on the right side. As you can see, the travelogue of the message is displayed. Looks like the simulation has ended, so you can see the result that I got for my simulation is successful.
To conclude our presentation, the simple network that we use by Cisco packet tracers give a successful creation of a basic network topology, including devices such as routers, switches, and end devices. Also, we are understanding and implementing various network layout to meet specific requirements. This network gives us gain practical experience in setting up and managing a network, preparing for real-world networking tasks. Also, we can exchange problem-solving ability through the identification and resolution of network issues. Lastly, we can build on the basic by tackling more complex networking scenarios, such as balance, interbalance routing, and advanced routing protocol. Thank you.